everyone, it's Carmen from Carmen the Modern Mom. I am going to be doing a review on the Bob Duallie Flex. This is the 2016 model. There's been a few upgrades over the years with the Bob system, and so I'm just going to go over. I've had Bob strollers for a couple of my kids, the older boys, and I am definitely enjoying and loving a few of these new upgrades that is in this one here. So one of the biggest things that people love about Bob is the push. The push is easy. Yes, right now it's going to be simple because I don't have any kids in here, but I will show you later on in the video with my older boy and my little toddler girl in here how simple it is to push. I can still turn one-handed. So the Bob stroller has very, very, very good sunshades. They are super, super good coverage for your little one. And here you can flip this up to be able to see your little one down there if you need to. It is a shorter seat height. This is one thing that I would love to see out of the Bob company, is to maybe be able to do something with the hood, so that if the hood came from a little bit taller or had a little bit of a doming, that might be a plus that a lot of people look for. Because it has such a high weight limit, it's a 50-pound per seat stroller, so it's a 100-pound child maximum, or for 2 children, 100-pound maximum. It's accommodating an older child, and a lot of parents that run or are very active that purchase the Bob strollers will use them when their children are 3 and 4 years old and upwards to being 5 or 6. I've used this stroller while Kingsley was 5 years old and turning into 6 years old, because we would go for such long walks. He would just be exhausted, so it was great. He could sit in it. So here's a side view of the sunshade. As you can see, really, really good shade. If you have a small baby, I have the car seat kit attachment on, so I will show you just quickly the easy install. This is a Britex car seat. This will work with the Britex or the Bob car seat. And so you can attach it if you have a toddler and are having a new baby. This is a way to use this system from birth. If you don't have one of these car seats, you can then choose to wait until they are recommended at 8 weeks old, when they can lay in the seat. So I'll just pop that out. This comes off very easily. There's just buttons on the sides here. So on this side, where the child is actually sitting, the older child with the tray, there is a safety lock, and then you'll push in that button. These are the buttons for release. So like I said, it's covered up by this little safety, and then you'll push it. This one here, where the infant is, you don't have the safety lock. The seat is fairly padded, and it has nice quilting on it. So that helps a little bit of the airflow for your little one. The adjusters will slide up and down very simply on there. And once you do your harness up, these rings will pull it tight. The wheels are inset on the stroller. This will help you to get through any doorways. I have not had any problems with mine going through doorways, even in my house. And there's the basket. This is the brake, which is simple to put on and engage, and just a simple click up. I have never had a problem with any of the brake systems on my Bob strollers when I've had my singles before. They've always worked and functioned perfectly. So as I said, one of my favorite parts is the new handle that's adjustable. And so originally the handle was set at one single height, and when I used to sell the Bob strollers, this was hard for petite women, or especially for tall men. Tall women too, obviously, but we would have much more petite women. So now a smaller female can comfortably push this stroller, or smaller male. And the stroller here has an adjustment that is for your suspension, and that will allow different suspension feel for when you're running with the stroller, and you have different weights of your children in here. The front wheel does lock, so it is an actual jogging stroller, and you'll lock that firm. It locks on towards the front, which will give you a nice long wheelbase, and that's a great option for running. That will prevent the shimmy and shake of the stroller. You definitely need a true running stroller if you are an active runner. This would be along that true running. I know there's a lot of hybrids and crossovers of joggers. They're not going to feel quite the same as the technology that Bob has with their running strollers. They came out originally many years ago as an active lifestyle running stroller. They also do have other options available. So this here is that simple lock for your front wheel. You'll just flick it up and it'll unlock, flick it down, and it'll lock. This spinner here is if your wheel is offset. So if you're running and pushing your stroller and it's veering to the right or to the left and doesn't go completely straight, this here will adjust your wheel so that it's going straight. It does have a quick release tire on the front. The fork does stay on with the quick release tire, so I find you'll never want to take that off unless it's for changing your tire tube if you got a. So the nice large wheels on the back help you when you're pushing if you're on a beach, rough terrain. If you're going to release the rear tire, there is this little lock. You will slide it out and there you go. It's very, very simple. And I found that even though it has air-filled tires, I haven't had many flats. I feel that their rubber and everything has been great. There is a stroller that I purchased before from another company and I had nothing but flats, but this one's been very good. Also, one thing that I do love is this space here is pretty good for me to fill the tires. So sometimes when you get air-filled tires, your connector is in with the spokes and it's very hard to deal with. This one is awesome. One of the upgrades on this Bob here is the nice seat recline, and it is also a firmer back. The backs used to slouch a little bit when you would use the Bob. For over time, this would start to concave in, and that was because the materials, they would just wear with the children and they would always be quite tilted back. The new seats sit forward more and are a stiffer back, so they're designed to keep your child forward so your child's not actually having to lean like they did with the old times. So this here is just very simple. There's a pocket in the back that could be for your, your bottles, your wallet, anything like that. Both seats have that option. So the seat does recline very, very, very easy for both of them. This is good if you do have twins and you're going to be using it as your main stroller when they are, like I said, they're supposed to be 8 weeks old. A lot of people will put their babies in a little bit sooner than that, but that's up to you personally. Bob does recommend 8 weeks old. So I'm going to load up my child who is 48 pounds. He is just under the weight limit. And Apple, who is 22 pounds, in the stroller, and show you guys how well this pushes when I want to run with it and show you some terrain.
So Kingsley looks ridiculously huge, but he is 6 years old. But you're under the weight limit. There's Miss Apple. She just loves going for a run.
I'm going to take you on a tour with some rough terrain with the stroller. As you can see, that suspension really works when I come off the curb. And I just want to show you how easy it is to push this stroller. So I will just put this hood on the single notch, and there we go. So I can turn it with one hand either way, and I have a 48-pound child in here along with a 22-pound child. So it really does maneuver awesome. We will take you on a tour. I'm going to show you a little bit of running with the stroller and some more terrain up ahead. So it's not very often you're going to be going through a desert, but I will show you what it's like. This is very soft sand, and my stroller is sinking. But as you can see, I can still push it. If I lock that front wheel, it would be much better and easier. But I want to show you with it unlocked. There you go. So you've seen me run with this, take it off the road, and the final thing thing that I want to show you is the fold. That's a very, very important thing for a lot of people. So right here on each side, you will squeeze these handles and you will flip that forward. Your seat will then end up flipping forward. There is a red lever here. I'm going to pull this red lever and you're going to hear both sides unlock when you pulled it. I heard that side unlocked and now this side. I will then slide with my foot the wheelbase forward. When that goes forward, you can actually tuck this back in a little bit. You will do this up. Simply put your handlebar down and lock it together. It's very, very simple. When you are putting it in the car, I recommend putting it in upside down. If you put it in upside down, this allows you all the space in your trunk. If you have a small vehicle, you can then remove the wheels and they will sit flat up here. They're very easy to remove. So I'll show you quickly last how to unfold it. So if I was to get it out of my vehicle, I would undo my clip. I'm going to grab it by the handle and this front lever. That way I'm ready to drop it down. I can put my wheels on the ground and just flip and lock. I can actually do that much faster if I wanted to. I was doing it slow for you to see. So if you're down, set it down, flip it up, and there you go. So thank you very much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to Carmen the Modern Mom and visit my website, carmenthemodernmom.com, for any more additional questions or to contact me.